Have you ever walked into a room and felt like people were watching you, but no one said anything? Or maybe you've had strangers treat you weirdly nicely for no reason. Like a barista gives you a free coffee, or people start fixing their hair when you walk past. Most people try to ignore this stuff, but what if I told you these are signs that you might be way more attractive than you actually realize? See, here's the crazy part. Attractive people don't always feel attractive. We're our own worst critics. We look in the mirror and we see all of our flaws. But other people, they tend to just see the whole picture. And sometimes the truth is, you might be pulling attention, admiration, and even jealousy without even trying. So today we're going to be breaking down 7 clear signs that you're way more attractive than you realize. The real world examples, the psychology, and a couple uncomfortable truths. Let's get into it.
Where you at, Berto?
Let's start off with the obvious one, but most people still don't get it. If people go out of their way to compliment you, even for small things, it's usually a sign. Not just, oh, you look nice from your mom, but I'm talking about coworkers, strangers on the street, random people complimenting you on your jacket, they trying to figure out where you get your drip from and shit. Girls complimenting you on your skin. These aren't just random nice comments. That means something about you actually stands out. I mean, just think about it. Yeah, even if you're a polite person, how many times out of your day are you really just going out of your way to go up to random people and let them know that you like something that they got going on? It's not very common, and most people are uncomfortable making confrontation with people that they don't know. So just imagine the confidence that you have to boost up to go and actually do that, and you're getting any form of compliments from other people. It's a sign, bro. You've got something that people are drawn to, and they're telling you whether you realize it or not. Number 2 on this list is gonna sound kind of random, but there's actually some psychology behind it. When people are in need, especially in very random places, they instinctively approach people that feels like they could be trustworthy. Who do they trust? People that look confident, healthy, put together, attractive, or at the very least, someone that looks like they know what the fuck they're doing. So when someone comes up to you and is like, hey, do you know where this building is? Can you take a photo of us? Can you help me maybe do this? I guarantee you that person wants to get whatever they're trying to do done. So they're gonna look around and at the very least try to any, miny, miny, mo the motherfucker that at least looks like he knows some shit. So no, they're not just asking because you're the only one there. I mean, sure, that happens time to time. You'd be surprised how many people unknowingly give off protector vibes just by having a clean appearance, symmetrical features, and having confident body language. So if a stranger always seems to be gravitated towards you when they're lost, confused, or need help with something, again, it's not random. That's an attraction at play. Now, number 3 on this list is a little bit more catered to my guys. Most of the people that watch my videos are guys anyway, so I tend to try to cater to y'all for the most part. But have y'all ever been in a situation where a girl is showing clear interest in you, but as soon as things feel like they're starting to get real, she backs off? Sometimes that's not rejection, but there just might be some level of assumption there. A lot of times women will see you and you check a few boxes, whether it's the clean look, decent shape, composed demeanor. She might just assume that you already have a girl, or you're not necessarily taking her seriously out of all the other girls that you're talking to. So to save themselves the trouble, they're like, man, fuck it, I'm just gonna cut this nigga off. Meanwhile, you're sitting there clueless and she genuinely was the only one on your roster. Just to find out when you finally catch up with her a few months later, she gonna say some bullshit like, I just figured you was already taken. Again, that's why communication is always key, but don't be so quick to just cut somebody off if they back up a little bit. You gotta really figure out what's going on in their head, because if the connection was real, you don't want to lose the opportunity to be with somebody that you are genuinely vibing with just because they thought you weren't taking them seriously. But that also could be on your end. You gotta apply some dominance as a man as well. This next one is real big, and I feel like so many people suffer with this. But believe it or not, a lot of people are attracted to people that tend to be very hard on themselves. Believe it or not, the science behind this is, when you think about it, people that are really hard on themselves, all it really means is that you care. And I think a lot of people get this misconstrued with stress or being insecure, but there's nothing wrong with caring. Now, there's obviously lines that you can cross where it's starting to be where you are overthinking way too much, and that can definitely come off as insecure. But a lot of times, someone that is just taking accountability for their wrongdoings, is just very hyper aware of their goals and where they want to be in life, that can actually be very attractive. So next time you think about beating yourself up for overthinking about how you carry yourself through life, try taking into consideration that actually having some self-respect is way better than walking around looking a hot mess because you don't give a fuck. This next one might be a little bit more subtle, and it's powerful, and it's definitely very present if you're in like social places like work, school, but it's when you catch someone looking at you and they immediately pretend like they weren't. It's like you can walk into the room and you feel the eyes on you, but no one says anything. Like I said earlier, do you know how much confidence a motherfucker has to have to come up to you and outright say, hey, I like this, you look good? It's a great quality to have as a confident person, but most people aren't that confident. So what do you think happens instead? They stare, then they freak out and act like they weren't looking at you when you look back at them. The real giveaways is when you're talking to this individual, they never really treat you normally. They're either overly friendly, overly nervous, and a lot of times both of those things are a sign of attraction. Which leads perfectly into the next one, which is you just make people nervous. You ever notice someone suddenly lose their swag around you? Like you've seen this person in enough different settings to know that they are pretty confident, but when it comes to you, they just start acting weird. A lot of stuttering, fidgeting, adjusting their posture, playing on their phone. They got that damn calculator app open. It's not because they're a shy person, but it's because you're making them shy. Being around the person that you're attracted to can be a bit nerve-wracking, especially for women. You start seeing them fidgeting, playing with their hair and shit. Those are clear giveaways. With the last one being the most telling sign of it all. People go out of their way for you. You get upgraded, you get discounts, offered opportunities, and you just sitting there like, why the hell is everybody being so nice to me? That's that attractive privilege. But believe it or not, women are not the only ones that get pretty privilege. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Guy number 1 likes anime, guy number 2 likes anime. Guy number 1's taller, attractive, more confident. Guy number 2 slouches, plays video games, and has a beer belly. This one girl says she thinks guys that watch anime are corny, but why is she still letting guy number 1 clap? Because it's not corny when he does it. If anything, she finds it cute. So the hardcore truth is, the more you raise your attraction levels, the more you can get away with shit. Now this isn't advice to be an asshole or anything. If anything, I would actually challenge you to make sure that you're just as respectful, because that would just make you stand out that much more as a human being. But this is also why we see guys that are considered way more attractive to get away with bullshit and treat people like shit. How many of these signs have you experienced? Maybe 1, maybe 5, maybe all 7, or maybe none, and that's okay. You might just need to work on yourself a little bit more. But stop sleeping on yourself, because the world already sees something in you, so it's about time you open your goddamn eyes and see it too.
Where you at, Berto?